the Honorable Assistant Minister, Swami Manuel, Government Secretaries, Government Secretary for Finance, members of the Diplomatic Corps, senior government officials, members of the Diplomatic Corps, I can see at least one, partners and international organizations present here, friends, ladies and gentlemen. This is a very important event for us, as this is the third launch of the Citizens Budget, or Citizens Budget Guide that we started after the 2023-2024 budget. So today's event marks yet another and a third launch of the Citizens Guide to the National Budget 2025-2026. This budget was passed in Parliament on 18 July, and it reflects the aspirations of our people, shaped by very extensive consultations across the country, inputs from the private sector, civil society, very strong presentations from civil society, academia and other development partners. It is also anchored in our National Development Plan 2025-2029 and Vision 2050, placing the people of Fiji at the center of our development agenda. This year's launch is also very historic because for the first time ever, the citizens' budget, or first time ever, I'm told by the Permanent Secretary that a document emanating out of the Ministry of Finance has been translated into or released in 3 main languages: English, Ethiopian, and Hindi. So this is again another very important milestone. And this initiative reflects our deep commitment to inclusivity. And we're very pleased because the coalition government, as soon as it came into government, decided that all our vernacular languages must be given importance. And we decided very early that even in Parliament, we could use and speak in Ethiopian and Hindi. And some of us do that every now and then when we have an opportunity. So in addition, having this in the vernacular languages, especially Ethiopian and Hindi, it helps our elders, students, rural communities, and citizens generally, in whatever way, whatever language, to understand the national budget, what it is, why it matters, and how it impacts their daily lives. And by publishing the citizens' budget in our 3 major languages, we are also bridging communication gaps. Many people don't realize that there are communication gaps. We do speak English, all of us, even those in the rural areas, but not giving the opportunity and the choice of some of our people to speak, read their own vernacular language doesn't provide that kind of inclusivity. So we are very pleased that we are taking this approach, and in a way it's also respecting our cultural diversity and a reaffirmation that government information belongs to every citizen. Citizens' budget, for some of you who may be hearing about this for the first time, is a simplified, user-friendly version of the national budget. The main budget document includes the budget estimates and the economic and fiscal update supplement, which remains the primary technical document. The estimates provides all the details of different allocations, and if you want to check what ministry has been allocated what in terms of programs, projects, you can find that in the budget estimates. And the budget supplement provides again a macro fiscal framework with all the macro data and the broad policy framework of the budget. So the citizens' budget breaks down complex information into a 20-page, easy-to-read pages. It outlines government's revenue and expenditure plans, major policy priorities in infrastructure, health, education, and social protection, key economic forecast, and the medium-term fiscal strategy. This year's budget delivers major initiatives such as reduction of VAT from 12.5%, continued zero rating of 22 essential food items, decreases in duties of certain products, significant increases in funding for health and education, subsidies for vulnerable households, and investment in rural development, infrastructure, climate resilience, community empowerment, and other areas as well. So the citizens' budget is not just another publication. It is delivering our promise of transparency, accountability, and partnership between the government and the people. And we have demonstrated that very, very clearly right from the day when we came into government, because we believe that there is a lot of knowledge and wisdom that resides outside of government, and it is the government's job to harness those knowledge and wisdom through partnerships and bring those and mainstream it into its policy framework, and especially in a budget, because the budget provides or gives effect to that partnership, to that vision, to those ideas that come from our people. And that's the partnership that we have built in the last 2.5 years and in the last 3 budgets. So it is also broadly our attempt to connect our shared national vision of building security, stability, and prosperity. And before I conclude, I would like to thank the Ministry of Youth Affairs, Culture, Heritage, and Arts for the valuable contribution in assisting us with the translation and vetting of the Ethiopia version of the Citizens Guide. I can see the Permanent Secretary. Jone, thank you very much for supporting that. I would also like to thank my Permanent Secretary. I thank him a lot. I always say to him that I do the talking, you do the work. And he's a great leader. Head of Fiscal Policy, Munesh. Head of Budget, Nimia Dawai. How is he? Site visits. He's working very hard, even when he's supposed to be here. And so the teamwork and my assistant minister for his leadership, not only within the ministry, but as chairman of the Public Accounts Committee, which is a very, very significant committee of Parliament, which helps us to siphon through volumes of reports and bring that to live to our people through the parliamentary process. So I want to take this opportunity again. I said this in my budget response. Thank everyone within the Ministry of Finance. I think we have a great team led by great Permanent Secretary, Shri Gaundar. And this citizens' budget document put out by them is another very, very important milestone and innovation that the Ministry of Finance has been able to achieve in the last 2.5 years. So it is my pleasure, but before that I want to thank all our development partners, in particular Australia, and I can see been there, for your support, particularly budget support in and all the policy reform agenda that we have carried out within the ministry. So I'm extremely delighted and pleased to officially launch the Citizens Guide to the National Budget 2025-2026, which is now available in English, Ethio and in Hindi for all our citizens. And thank you.